Hey guys, it's Joseph from Trinity, and Pastor Bob had asked me to put together a little quick message here since our Sunday school class can't meet. And I thought that today, especially with all the things we're facing in our current situation here in our nation and in the world, we could use some practical advice on what God has for us to do and how we carry out God's plan in this time. And in praying about it, what I thought of was going back to the book of Nehemiah. And in the book of Nehemiah is when all the Israelites returned to Jerusalem and they have to rebuild the wall that is there in Jerusalem to protect them from the other nations that are coming in against them. So this is something that God puts in Nehemiah's heart, and God allows Nehemiah to come from the king that he's working for and come all the way back to Jerusalem and to help rebuild the wall. And there were people that were in opposition to it, but ultimately they succeeded. So one of the passages that I would like to read for it is out of Nehemiah chapter 4, verses 15 and 16. It says, "For when our enemies heard that we were aware of their plot, and that God had frustrated it, we all returned to the wall, each to his own work. From that day on, half of my men did the work, while the other half were equipped with spears, shields, bows, armor. The officers posted themselves behind the people of Judah who were building the wall. Those who carried materials did their work on one hand, with a weapon in the other. Each of the builders wore his sword at his side as he worked, but the man who sounded the trumpet stayed with me." So here we see that the Israelites followed God's word, followed God's command to rebuild the wall, but at the same time were very practical. And I think this is especially true for us here in the church, as we know that where two or more are gathered in his name, God is there with us. So knowing that even as you gather today and Sunday in your homes, that God is with you. And as Christians, as believers, God is with us wherever we are. We also must know that we must take the advice from our medical professionals, from healthcare professionals. We need to practice the social distancing, washing our hands, and trying to keep not quarantine, but trying to keep a distance to keep ourselves safe. There's no distinction. There needs to be no distinction between the spiritual and the practical. God is in both. Me and my family miss you. We love you, and we can't wait to see you soon. I have to go wash my hands.